Who are you?
I'm check.
You are?
Pharrell.
Pharrell Williams, musician, producer, fashion designer, Despicable Me guy. Being a fan of rap or just music in general, there's a pretty good chance that you've come across the name Pharrell at least once. And if you haven't, where have you been? There's a whole movie explaining everything. Go and watch that first, then come back and watch this video. Alright, now that you're all caught up, you're now aware of the sheer amount of sauce this man has, and the influence he's had on the culture. Not only in the 2000s, which most people consider his peak during the Neptunes era, but now in 2025 by producing Album of the Year. Yes, Album of the Year. At 52 years old. After listening to this Clips album and hearing the production on this song alone, it made me take a step back and realize something. Pharrell has been around for a really long time. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. All the way back to 1992, to the formation of the Neptunes, which consisted of Pharrell and his close friend and co-producer, Chad Hugo. Little side tangent here, Chad doesn't get nearly enough credit as he should for his work on the Neptunes. I know this is a Pharrell video and all, but it wasn't just him making the bangers. I feel like whenever people think of all the hits Pharrell's produced during the Neptunes era, they fail to realize that Chad was also in there getting his hands dirty, putting in that work. So shout out to Chad, because without Chad Hugo, there would be no Neptunes, and without the Neptunes, the world explodes. But anyways, back to the subject at hand. Back when the Neptunes first formed, Pharrell got his first writing credit on the song Rump Shaker by Rex and Effect. Not only was this his first writing credit, but he wrote the verse for another legendary producer, Teddy Riley. The same guy that at the time had worked with the likes of Michael Jackson and Bobby Brown. Pharrell was only 19 when he wrote that verse for him. Do you realize how crazy that is? At just 19 years old, Pharrell already had a major writing credit under his belt, one that was essentially the catalyst for his career moving forward. That basically marks the beginning of Pharrell's career, which was 33 years ago. Now let's skip a little forward to the 2000s, aka peak Pharrell. This is the era most people can agree was the biggest in his career. You couldn't turn on the radio without hearing a song produced by Pharrell. It was just hit after hit after hit. You know this song? Produced by Pharrell. You know this song? Pharrell. His production in this era shaped the sound of the 2000s, and its effects are still felt to this day. The most known example obviously being Tyler the Creator, who is constantly crediting Pharrell for shaping his signature sound. And you can't tell me that the production on Super Flea by Joey Badass isn't inspired by the production on Super Thug. You can go on YouTube right now and look up type beats, and there will be hundreds of 2000s Pharrell type beats. Everyone wants to replicate that production style because it's just so iconic and synonymous to the 2000s that it's the easiest way to make a beat stick with an audience. Not only was he producing hits at this time, but it was around this time that he started venturing off into fashion. You think people are replicating his production style today? Look at any modern streetwear fit from today and compare it to a Pharrell fit back then. The trucker hats, the loose-fitting baggy clothes. Sure, Pharrell didn't invent streetwear and loose-fitting clothes, but he was for sure one of the pioneers of streetwear as we know it today. But the 2000s was 25 years ago now. So how is it that now, after all this time, Pharrell was able to withstand the test of time and continue to put out quality work? I'll tell you how. Versatility. Music is forever evolving from one day to the next. The formula that worked so well in the past may not resonate with people now the way it used to. But one of Pharrell's biggest strengths is being able to keep his sound modern with the times while still staying true to his roots. That's why you can usually tell when a beat is produced by Pharrell. Whether it be his signature 4 count or his bouncy drums, no matter what song he's on, his personality and groove is so instantly recognizable, which is why he's such a sought out producer in the industry. And on top of that, he doesn't shy away from working with a variety of different artists throughout a variety of different genres. From producing for the likes of Kendrick Lamar and Travis Scott, to K-pop group 17, and Latin artists such as J Balvin and Rauw Alejandro. But let's not forget his most important and influential contribution to music as a whole. His work on the Despicable Me soundtrack. No, but seriously, it's so funny to me that out of all the work Pharrell's put out, Happy off the Despicable Me soundtrack is easily one of his most well-known songs to date. That song went like triple platinum. It was truly a moment in music. I remember seeing all the videos as a kid of people dancing to the song. Some of Pharrell's best work is unironically off of the Despicable Me soundtrack. There are some underrated classics from those movies. Just a Cloud Away, Fun Fun Fun, Hug Me? Yeah, best believe these are all going on the aux. Now let's take a look at Pharrell in 2025. He is now 52 years old. You'd think that at this point in his career, his work may start to decline a bit, and most would be gearing up to call it quits. I mean, why not? He has one of the most undeniable catalogs out of any producer in the game right now. He could stop right now and still be considered one of the greatest to ever do it. But despite people trying to age him out like most older artists nowadays, he proved to everyone that he's still able to perform at the highest level through his production on this new Clips album. To be able to put out a project of this caliber this late into his career is truly mind-blowing. Every track on this record is a masterclass in production, and you could tell that so much care and thought went into the creative process. You can't help but admire the dedication to his craft. If you haven't heard this album, I highly suggest you go listen to it. I wasn't even a huge Clips fan before this, but this album put me onto them and reminded me why I'm such a big fan of the genre. I feel like Pharrell is just one of those artists that won't ever really go away and will always live on in music in one way or another. You can tell that he genuinely has a passion for his work, and a mindset and work ethic such as his goes a long way in music. He will probably be doing this till he's 90, and even when he's 90, he will still look like he did in the 2000s. Pharrell is actually a Martian that doesn't age the same as us. I just can't prove it. But anyways, what do you guys think of Pharrell? What is your favorite project of his? Mine is personally Seeing Sounds from his time in Nerd. And do you think he's got what it takes to stay in the game another decade? Let me know.